There exists an ancient scroll, its origins obscured by time, whispered about in the dimly lit corners of forgotten temples and hidden chambers. A relic so rare, so enigmatic, that even the wisest mystics feared speaking of it openly. They claimed it contained the ultimate revelation, the truth about what awaits us beyond the veil of death. What happens when we take our final breath? Do we fade into nothingness, or does another journey begin? The answers, it is said, were recorded by those who had crossed the threshold and returned. But such knowledge was not meant for the unprepared mind. It was concealed, encrypted in symbols and metaphors, guarded against those who might misuse it. This is no ordinary scripture. It is a testament to the mysteries of existence, a bridge between the seen and the unseen. Within its ink-stained fibers, it describes what the soul endures, what it remembers, and what it must face beyond the limits of the mortal coil. Tonight, we unravel its secrets. We will walk through the passages of this ancient text, decipher its cryptic wisdom, and uncover the truth that has been hidden from humanity for centuries. The path ahead is not for the faint of heart. But if you choose to follow, be warned, the knowledge within may forever alter the way you perceive life, death, and your place in the cosmos. Let us begin. The origins of this scroll trace back to civilizations far older than our own. Some say it was first penned in the lost temples of ancient Egypt, where the priests of Thoth, the god of wisdom, meticulously recorded the soul's journey beyond death. Others claim it emerged from the cryptic manuscripts of the Tibetan Book tradition, where initiates spoke of the bardo, the in-between state, where spirits must navigate illusions before rebirth. Legends murmur that a version of this scroll was safeguarded in the libraries of Alexandria, a place of immeasurable wisdom that was tragically lost to the flames of conquest. Another copy, it is said, was locked away within the secret archives of the Vatican, hidden from the public eye for fear that such revelations would shake the very foundation of religious dogma. What makes this scroll so dangerous, so forbidden? It does not simply theorize about the afterlife, it details it with chilling precision. It describes the moment when the soul separates from the body, the visions that unfold as the illusion of material reality dissolves, and the entities that stand at the threshold between worlds. In stark contrast to many modern religious doctrines that promise a simplistic heaven or hell, the scroll speaks of an intricate cosmic process, a series of initiations the soul must endure before it can truly transcend. Some spirits, it warns, become trapped in a cycle of their own making, haunted by the echoes of their earthly attachments. Others are tested by higher beings, who strip away the falsehoods they carried in life, revealing the raw truth of their existence. Why was this knowledge hidden? Because understanding the afterlife grants power. Those who truly comprehend what lies beyond are no longer ruled by fear. They become ungovernable, immune to manipulation, and aware of the forces that seek to control the flow of souls. This is why the scroll has remained a secret for millennia, passed only through initiatory circles, whispered between mystics, encoded in allegory. It is not just a guide to the afterlife, it is a map to liberation, a key to breaking the illusion of death itself. But what exactly does it say? What does it reveal about the journey of the soul once it steps beyond the threshold of life? Now we decipher its sacred wisdom. The scroll begins with a haunting proclamation. Death is not the end. It is the great unveiling, the moment when all illusions fall away, and the soul stands before the truth of its own existence. Unlike the comforting narratives offered by mainstream traditions, this ancient text describes the afterlife as a labyrinth, one where the unprepared may become lost, and only those with knowledge can navigate. It speaks of the veil of transition, the moment when the soul separates from the body. At first there is weightlessness, a sensation of being drawn upward as the physical world fades. But then, the first trial begins. The reflection. Here, the soul is forced to witness the entirety of its life, not from its own eyes, but from the perspective of those it affected. Every act of kindness, every moment of cruelty, every intention laid bare in a panorama of raw, unfiltered truth. The emotions of those who suffered at its hands are now its own, and the love it gave returns as nourishment. This is not judgment, it is revelation. The scroll warns that for some, this experience is euphoric, a realization of a life well lived. But for others, it is unbearable, a torment of regret that binds them to the earthly plane, unwilling to move forward. These souls become the wandering shades, spirits caught in the weight of their own unresolved actions, drifting between worlds, unable to find peace. But for those who accept their past and surrender to the truth, the journey continues. The next phase is the crossing of the threshold, where the soul encounters the keepers of passage, beings of light, shadow, and flame. The scroll describes them not as deities, but as sentient forces, cosmic gatekeepers that ensure only those who are ready may pass. They do not ask for worship, nor do they punish. They pose a single question, one that echoes through the depths of the soul. Do you know who you are? Here lies the great paradox of existence. The soul is not given a destination, it chooses one. But without self-awareness, it cannot choose wisely. Those who are blinded by fear, consumed by false beliefs, or attached to their material identity remain in a realm of their own making, a liminal space shaped by their own mind. This is why the ancient initiates were taught to die before dying, to meditate on death, to strip away the illusions of the ego while still in the body. Those who have done so recognize the question for what it is, a test of self-realization. They answer not with words, but with knowing. And when they do, the gates open. But what lies beyond those gates? The scroll speaks of a cosmic hierarchy, a structure of reality that few understand. It details what happens when the soul moves beyond the threshold, where it goes, what it sees, and the forces that guide or hinder its ascent. The deeper mysteries are yet to be unveiled. Beyond the threshold, the ancient scroll reveals a reality different from earthly perception, a multidimensional existence shaped by the soul's level of awareness. For the enlightened, the journey becomes one of ascension, moving through realms of increasing luminosity, where knowledge flows like a river, and consciousness expands without limit. But for the unprepared, the experience is disorienting. The text warns of the great abyss, a realm of wandering souls trapped by their own ignorance, clinging to past identities, fears, and earthly attachments. This abyss is not a place of punishment, it is a self-imposed exile. The soul, unable to accept the reality of its transition, constructs illusions, looping in memories, desires, and regrets, unaware that it has the power to move forward. This, the scroll suggests, is the true nature of what many call hell, a state of being, not a location, a prison of one's own making. The scroll describes higher planes, where the soul, if ready, meets the luminaries, beings of immense wisdom who serve as guides, teachers, and way showers. These entities do not dictate the soul's path but illuminate it, revealing the lessons it must still learn. Yet, not all presences are benevolent. The scroll warns of their cons of illusion, ancient forces that feed on deception and confusion. These beings attempt to lead souls astray, keeping them entangled in lower vibrations, preventing their ascent. It is here that the ancient initiates were most prepared. Armed with knowledge of their own divinity, they could see through deception and break free from the false realities imposed upon them. Perhaps the most profound revelation in the scroll is the idea that death is not an end, nor is it a singular event, it is a cycle. The soul, upon reaching a certain level of realization, is given a choice to ascend further, dissolving into the higher realms, merging with the cosmic whole, to return, reincarnating into a new body, bound once more to the physical world to continue its evolution. The decision is not forced, it is an act of will. The soul, if returning, does so with intention, often choosing the circumstances of its rebirth, to learn the lessons it had previously failed to grasp. However, the scroll warns of the river of forgetting, a veil that shrouds past memories, ensuring that each new life begins without the weight of the previous one. But for those who have attained deeper wisdom, the forgetting is not absolute. Signs, synchronicities, and inner knowing remain, guiding them to rediscover the truth. And so, the cycle continues. The scroll does not end with certainty, it leaves open-ended questions. Is ultimate liberation possible? Can a soul break free entirely, or does the wheel of existence turn eternally? It suggests that the answer lies not in doctrine, but in experience. The more one awakens in life, the clearer the path becomes after death. The mystery is not solved, it is lived. The knowledge held within the ancient scroll is not merely for speculation, it is a blueprint for transformation. If death is not the end but a passage, then how we live shapes how we transition. And if the afterlife is a mirror of our consciousness, then preparation is not an option, it is a necessity. 1. Training the mind for the afterlife. The scroll suggests that lucid awareness is the key to navigating the realms beyond. Just as a lucid dreamer can shape their reality within sleep, an awakened soul can direct its path after death. This practice begins now by mastering the mind's focus and breaking free from illusions while still in the body. Try this. Daily reflection on impermanence. Remind yourself each morning and night, I am not this body. I am not this name. I am not this identity. I am something beyond them all. Reality checks. Throughout the day, question your environment. Am I dreaming? Is this reality? By making this a habit in life, you train yourself to do the same after death, preventing yourself from becoming lost in illusion. Meditative death rehearsal. In a quiet state, visualize your own passing, not with wide awareness. Observe the sensation of detaching from the body. Imagine moving through the veil with clarity. Doing this regularly removes fear and strengthens your consciousness for the transition. 2. Breaking free from the lower realms. If attachment and ignorance bind the soul to the lower realms, then liberation comes through detachment and knowledge. The scroll emphasizes 2 paths. Releasing attachments. Understand that everything in the material world is temporary. Clinging to status, possessions, or unresolved emotions tethers the soul to the denser planes. Begin detaching now by practicing gratitude and letting go of resentment. Expanding awareness. Read ancient wisdom. Seek knowledge of life beyond death. The more you know, the less susceptible you are to deception when you cross the threshold. 3. Strengthening the energy body. The scroll describes the soul as a field of light and vibration. To travel beyond the denser realms, it must be strengthened just as a bird strengthens its wings before flight. Practical methods include breath work. Pranayama, deep, rhythmic breathing fuels the energy body, ensuring vitality in the afterlife journey. Visualization. Imagine yourself as a radiant sphere of light. See this light expanding, making you weightless, unbound. This conditions the soul to navigate the higher planes. Mantra sound frequencies. The scroll suggests that vibration is the bridge between worlds. Sacred sounds like Om, Hichu, or ancient chants recalibrate your energy field, making transitions smoother. 4. Recognizing the guide's illusions. The scroll warns that after death, some beings aid, while others deceive. Those unprepared may follow false lights, mistaking them for divine guidance. The key is discernment. True guides do not command. They illuminate but never force. If a presence urges, pressures, or incites fear, it is not a true guide. Clarity over emotion. In the afterlife, emotions can cloud judgment. Center yourself in stillness, trust your inner knowing, and observe without panic. 5. Choosing your path. Perhaps the most powerful insight from the scroll is that you have a choice. Your next step after death is not random, it is directed by your own state of consciousness. Do you wish to ascend to the higher realms? Then begin the journey now, refining your awareness and dissolving earthly illusions. Do you wish to reincarnate? Then set your intentions clearly, as the soul that chooses with awareness enters life with purpose. The scroll does not present a doctrine, nor does it claim to have all the answers. Instead, it offers a profound truth. Death is not the end. It is a continuation, and the key to mastering it lies in how you live today. The ancient scroll, lost to time yet alive in wisdom, unveils a truth that humanity has long feared and misunderstood. Death is but a doorway, and what lies beyond is shaped by the consciousness we cultivate in life. For centuries, this knowledge has been hidden, buried beneath dogma, lost in the ruins of forgotten civilizations, and dismissed by a world that clings to the illusion of permanence. But for those who seek, for those who listen, the path is still open. What does this mean for you? It means that every thought, every action, and every moment of awareness builds the foundation for your next journey. It means that life itself is a preparation for what comes next, and that the choices you make now, whether to awaken or remain blind, determine your fate beyond the veil. Imagine standing at the threshold of death, not in fear, but in full awareness, knowing where you are going, navigating the unseen with clarity, and transcending the lower realms with ease. This is the power of knowledge. This is the gift the ancients sought to preserve. But the question remains, will you take this wisdom and apply it? Or will it, like the scroll itself, be lost once more, buried beneath the distractions of the world? The choice is yours. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever encountered evidence, whether through dreams, near-death experiences, or ancient teachings that confirms life after death? Share your story. And if this knowledge resonates with you, share it with others. There is still time to awaken before the veil is crossed. Until next time, seekers, stay awakened,